Welcome, everyone. This is Betska, the Guru Coach, together with my handsome, very colorful host, Raj Vashisht from Delhi, India. and our and our esteemed guest today is Ash Parekh. And let me introduce you to him first. You'll be fascinated to know that, you all know that Mindful Leadership Beyond Borders, we cover all types of different topics and people from around the world. And that's what makes this job so exciting for Raj and I. Right, Raj?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's just so fascinating what people bring to the table. And Ash is no exception because his name actually means blessing.
Oh, wonderful.
So is it the Ash word or the Parekh word that means blessing? Which is it?
So my full name is Ashish, but Ashish means blessing, but I just keep it Ash for short because down here in the South, I think everyone just adds an H in front of my name and then makes me an illegal drug. So I'm just like Ash.
Oh,
Oh, gosh.
good thinking.
Yeah.
It's very good thing. But such a neat name that is so cool to know. Excuse me. To know that your parents gave you a name that means blessing. That's really cool. So I'm going to guess that you are a blessing to this planet. So in a moment, we'll find out what that blessing is all about. And I'm just going to continue with your bio that you try to live like that every day by being a blessing to the people around you. God bless you for that. You continue on to say that you lead with your heart, you show gratitude in all I do, and you make kindness my daily practice. And I can attest to this, that when Ash responds on LinkedIn, you can feel the high frequency, the love that is coming through just in his energy field. So I think that's really cool. If we could all live like that, wow, this planet would be a far better place. And continuing on with his bio, though I was trained as a pharmacist. Can you believe that? Trained as a pharmacist, health challenges opened the door to a new calling in hospitality, a shift that has truly transformed my life. In this field, I've found a space where my natural passion for people can shine. Cool. Kindness is my currency, and my goal each day is simple, to make the world a little better than I found it. So, Ash, you are already such a great gift to humanity. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So you're welcome. I'm excited to find out. So, how did your health issues help shape you into the person you are today? Do you want to tell us that story or what?
Yeah. First of all, I'm honored to be here, with you, Betska and Raj, and so just humbled to be here. And I think for me, my life was normal. I was growing up, I didn't have any health issues at all. Like growing up, obviously, when you're in school, you might have the occasional broken bone, which I did have, but it was just, I would go to India several times, no health issues, nothing like that. But in 2009, I had to go for my grandfather's funeral, and I just felt a pain in the back of my leg, like behind my knee. And I was thinking, this is weird. And so obviously the night before, I was watching football. Disclaimer, I was watching football. My team lost on the last second. So like I just kicked like the little ottoman in the living room. And I thought, well, whatever, it's a game. But I thought we had the game. So then the next day we had to fly out. I thought, well, maybe it's from that kick that it was hurting. But then in the plane, like my leg just started swelling up some more, and I didn't think much of it. I took an aspirin, it shrunk back down. So I'm like, okay, whatever, it's swollen, no biggie. But then it turned out that it was a deep vein thrombosis, and it was from the back of my knee all the way down to my ankle. So I was admitted in the hospital in India for a week, and then I came back, and then everything was fine after that. So that was the first event. And then after that, fast forward to 2013, when, I just was, in my almost final year of pharmacy school, and I had 6 finals in 5 days, and I was exhausted beyond belief. And then after that, I just suddenly had double vision, and my head was hurting, and I was just thinking, oh my God, what's going on? So I just took a nap. And then the next morning, like when I woke up, I couldn't feel like sensation on the entire side of my body. And I was like thinking, okay, this is pretty serious. And then they first went to urgent care, and then they're like, yeah, you are having stroke-like symptoms. And I was like, oh crap, because like when you have a stroke, you have the acronym FAST, so like you have to like get treated right away. And so I think for me, that delay just was something that I'm thankful that I'm alive and that it didn't get worse. But they found out that there was a mass on my heart. It was at 9 centimeters that broke off, traveled to my brain, caused a stroke, and
Wow.
yeah. So I mean, that's just the health issues that have happened, and from 2013 to 2019, I've had these different health issues pop up. I unfortunately have a rare autoimmune disorder, but now, after the doctors have treated me, I'm at a better place, and I realize, everyone goes through challenges in life. Everyone has their own unique challenges, and it's how you face it and adapt it, and you grow from that makes you more resilient. And so that's all I can learn from it. I'm not going to say woe to me because I've faced this, but like I use it as a way to tell people, here's what I went through. And if you're going through something tough and you feel like the sun isn't going to rise the next day, trust me, it will rise and you will overcome this, because I feel if I can do it, then anyone else can do it. And that's just my inspiration. And that's just why, I am the way I am, because I feel like I am living a second or third life, because with those health issues, I did face death a few times, but, the doctors were able to revive me and get me back to where I am. So it's just how I'm thankful, and that's what makes me humble, and just makes me feel that every connection, every person I interact with, I don't take it for granted, and I view it as a gift.
Yeah, I was just going to say that every person is a gift. So did you ever work as a pharmacist?
So
what happened there?
So by the time, the reason I went to pharmacy school was I was doing data analytics. And then, the company I was at, they said, well, if you go get your PharmD, then you can like come back and be an account manager. So it's like kind of go up the career ladder. So that's what I planned to do. And then with the health issues popped up, it kind of just took a detour. And then I think everything just like happened. And, I feel like it was as God's way of like testing me, or like putting me through like these challenges to see how I'd respond. So yeah, I mean, I'm trained as a pharmacist, but right now, like I said, my passion's in hospitality. I enjoy just being there for people, helping them out the best I can. And, we'll see. I mean, if this chapter is temporary, then, if the door opens up to go back into data or analytics or pharmacy, I'll look at it at that time. But for right now, in this moment, I'm happy in hospitality, and, we'll just see what the future holds.
Well, you certainly have the personality to work in hospitality. I'm sure all your clients love you, right? Right, Raj? He's Mr. Bubble.
He's a very soft spoken, positive person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
well,
I'm curious. Go ahead, Ash. Sorry.
No, I just said in hospitality, I think it's just like you have to show empathy to guests. When they walk in, you don't know what they're dealing with.
No.
So you have to do your part to be kind to them and show them that they matter, and that you're actually going to listen to them. And if they ask for water and they don't have the $3 for a bottle of water, which is crazy, so you give them a free bottle of water. And, it's just kindness. And it could make their day. And that's just what you have to realize. Like, you have to look at it to say, like, you make this choice, what's the greater impact? If that one bottle of water is going to build brand loyalty, then why not? And that's kind of like how I look each situation. I try to take each guest to figure out what makes the most sense and kind of go from there. And that's how I try to act and behave each and every day.
So that all your health challenges, as your bio indicates, have given you I don't know how to say it, the opportunity or the desire to spread kindness. So why kindness? Why has that surfaced out of all of this?
I think, like, it always just goes back to like what you can do to make other people feel better. I went to an elementary school, and there they talked about respect when we were little. Like you're 5, 6 years old. They always talk about respecting other people around you. So when you're that young and it talks about respect, it kind of builds on you. Yeah, I mean, there have been times when my parents can say, "Hey, what the heck did he put us through?" And yeah, I mean, every kid can be rebellious when you're growing up, but you live and
Yep.
learn. But I love my parents to death. Unfortunately, I did lose my dad to COVID, but I'm still here with my mom, taking care of her, giving her company. But with kindness, it also means like how you can make people feel. And I think the one person who has impacted me more than he knows is Michael Ray. I've met him so many times now. He's on LinkedIn, and I call him the Smile Buddha just because like he always is just smiling. And it's like anytime you see Michael, like you're gonna leave smiling. And so like I kind of take that and just try to use that same kind of energy, in my day-to-day interactions as well. And it's all about just making sure that people feel valued, they feel heard, and they feel respected. And that's what matters most in life. And if people take advantage of your kindness, shame on them. You did it with a good heart. You didn't expect anything in return. But for people who take advantage of your kindness, that's on them. And I think that's just one thing that you've learned as well. So
It probably, because of your upbringing, it probably comes quite naturally. For me, I had to work at kindness because I wasn't raised in a kind household. But recently we had a gentleman that works with me I manage a pond garden, which is across the road. It's huge. And sometimes I need some big muscles to help me pull out roots or dead trees or plant things. And so he would come and help, and we got to know him very well. And then just 2 weeks ago, he was evicted from his home.
Oh no.
And it's just before Christmas, right? And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God. And he ended up, I saw them outside their home, he and his partner, with just a few little bags and their 2 dogs. And that's all they were allowed to take from their home. So no pots, pans, nothing, just some bags. And my heart was breaking for these 2, people. And so I'm thinking, okay, what can I do? What can I do? So anyway, we found them. There's a resource center in our town where people like that can go and get some help. And so now they were put into like a homeless shelter for a weekend, and now they're in another homeless shelter, but it's in this big auditorium with 25 beds or something, 3 feet apart. This is for the homeless, right? And you can imagine, I mean, they're very grateful. The young man I'm talking about is very grateful that they even have somewhere to go.
Exactly.
It's cold, it's raining, and they have, no money basically. So I went around and I asked people if they would like to donate, because many people got to really know this guy because he works in the garden with me. They love him. Everybody loves him. So I took up a collection, and we've been slowly giving the money to him, and we're waiting for the authorities to help find a low-income home for them. But even low-income homes cost a lot of money in our town. I mean, everything's so costly, right?
It is.
So anyway, the community has come together inside our village and outside our village, to put together several $100 and even some pillows and bedding. And, I'm sure that once they find a home that we'll be able to outfit it as best we can. But I guess the reason why I'm telling you this story is that there are still a lot of kind people in this world. And when I reached out to see who would like to help out this gentleman, no hesitation. I had people knocking on my door to say, I hear you're raising money for so-and-so. Can I give you some? So there is a lot of kindness. And the reason why people are being kind to him is because he has been kind to us. Kindness begets kindness, and like we were, John and I were on vacation, my husband and I were on vacation, and I had wanted some huge boulders. I mean, I can't lift them. They're so big. I wanted some really big boulders moved into a certain area of the garden, and he went and he did it. And even though this guy has practically zero money, he said, no, that's my gift to you. He moved them. It would have taken him like 3 hours to go to the gravel road just down the road from here and gather those big rocks. So again, I thank you for being Mr. Kindness, and to also share that my knowing is that kindness begets kindness. So when we're kind, we get that kindness back. Do you agree?
I do.
Do you agree? Yeah. Cool.
So why
right.
is he kicked out?
Why is he out?
And why is he kicked out from the home?
It's a long story, but he the person who owned the home was a relative of his partner, and it's all built into this will, the will and legal will. And they had run out of money to stay there. They couldn't stay there anymore. So they had to be evicted so that the place could be cleared up and sold. And while this might seem like a sad story, I really believe in the end it's a very positive story for this couple. It's horrifying to believe that, two beautiful people like that could be thrown out of their home and not have any place to go. And I tell you, I still have that mental picture of them being on the side of the road. So, Raj, initially I was horrified, and now I'm thinking it's a blessing that whoever evicted them is actually doing them a favor, because their life will be better.
Yeah, but at least he deserved for 3 or 6 month time so he can arrange job and his new home.
Yeah, they were given 2 years.
Okay.
They were given a lot of notice. It's just it's a complicated story, and I'm happy to share it with you privately. But but it just again showed me how kindness will. When you're kind to someone, you're going to get the kindness back. And Ash, I think you are a clear recipient of that. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I just believe in treating everyone the same. I know, after I had those health issues, it changed me inside. It made me look at the world differently. Because I know, like, with what I went through, I could see like the fakeness, or how, superficial people really were. Like, they didn't understand. Or people said, oh, well, God caused you to have this, and that really like struck me. I was like, no. But when I went through therapy and went through everything else, like, I'm thankful for my therapist. I'm thankful for the doctors who saw me, and at the end of the day, I just made it a point. I'm gonna end each day better than when it starts. So when I wake up, whatever happens throughout the day, I want to make sure that when I go to bed, it's better than when I woke up. And if that means lead with kindness and treat others with respect, I'm going to do that. But I'm also not going to be put in a position, put in a position where my own mental health or my peace is going to be shattered. And, if someone is going to keep like attacking me or like belittling me, then I'll just either not say anything and just like close my ears. So like it goes in one ear and goes out the other ear. And just be like, this is not me. I don't want that to like ruin what I've built up inside. And I think that's what's important for people to realize is, the simplest sentence you can always say is no. And if anyone feels like they're threatening you or making you feel like you don't matter, then just either remove yourself from that situation or just say no, or say, hey, please respect me. This is not something that I want to be with, and kind of go from there. And that's what I've kind of started to, getting those boundaries back together. And it's just funny, like how I feel like in those, looking back that last decade, that my health issues have happened and all these other personal events that have taken place. It's just, I feel like I've come out stronger as a result. Yeah, I mean, some of the personal events stink, but I think it's helped shape me into who I am today. And I look back and I'm like, I think that, God's in control, and what he brings people back into your lives, or he has people cross your paths again, or he has people come into your life at a particular moment in time. And then those are the people who, at least how I view it, really mean more to me. And, with LinkedIn, I'm connecting with different people. I see through them either, they're authentic or they're trying to sell you something. But, at the end of the day, I just try to be kind to everyone and just, say, hey, I appreciate you. You have a great strength. And I always tell everyone, I've said this on many posts or comments. I said, everyone within them has a gift. So like you have a gift, Betska, Raj has a unique gift within him. And that's what makes the world beautiful. And that's what we need to focus on. I think right now we as a society or as a world, we're so busy like trying to tear down everyone else, which isn't going to achieve anything. We're going to be more hateful. So why not uplift everyone and say, hey, you're good at this. Let's all work together and collaborate. That's what we need.
Awesome. All right, sir. We're going to take a quick pause, and folks, we'll be back with part 2 with Ash Parekh.